But first of all, I really appreciate you taking the time. You know, I know it's a little bit on short notice because only yesterday I sent you an email, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But that's so gracious of you to accept to talk to me. Because I mean, even if you remember, I've sent you an invitation for the Romania conference uh, way back. I don't remember, and you answered my email. Even that fact I appreciate, because a lot of people, they just cannot be bothered, they don't have time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate that, and it shows, especially when we're talking about this field, about the world we live in, yeah, and its shape, because a lot of smart people, they they confuse being humble, which is showing humility, with being humiliated. You understand what I'm getting at?
Yes. Yes.
So that's a big problem, because in order we have to be open-minded, right? That's one thing. We have to be open-minded, and plus we have to question everything, right, to our own satisfaction. But coming to questioning everything, a lot of the problems with flat earth is, hey, so what's your qualification? You don't have any scientists and stuff like that. And I usually, when I encounter this question, I tell them, oh, yes, we have some scientists. Where there are some people that are geocentrists, right? They wouldn't go as far to as to declare the flat earth. Well, look, not even when I say I know the earth is flat, and I don't believe it, I know it. But if you ask me, do you have any scientific proof? I say, of course not, but I can show, I can measure from here to here, and then from here on further, right? It's, we say that we see too far, clearly.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now you already um, fit the profile of a scientist, right? There's no doubt about it. I mean, you're certified, you have a diploma, you went to school, right? So from what I've seen, well, you have a bachelor of science, a master's of science, a DIC. What's that? A diploma, uh,
Yes.
something.
So I've got a bachelor's, a master's, a diploma, and a PhD.
Okay, so it's like you have 4 degrees, right?
Yes.
Almost. And your PhD is in spectrophotography.
Yes. Yes.
Spectrophotography. Okay. So now, if we analyze this term, spectrophotography, I mean, we know, or photometry. Is it photometry?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's photo.
Yes.
Okay. So
Spectroscopy. Yes.
the metric part is the measurement, right? The metry. The photo is the
Yes.
imaging, right?
Yes.
And then the spectral is what? Is like an array, or
Light.
the
Light.
the,
So
the
essentially, it's
array of
light.
light. Light, right?
Yes.
All all forms of light, or the, what does it actually?
Well, I used UV light, infrared light, and visible light.
Okay.
Because obviously, microwaves are light. You know, like gamma rays are light. So you got, so you got certain parts of light. But I
Yes.
used like UV, the infrared, and a visible part.
And I've seen you when you first started. You just did that laser test, right? Across the, I don't, Brighton or something like that. Where was it? It's in
Um,
the
yes,
UK, right?
I've been doing just like visual through a telescope and cameras. We did a big like laser thing between Brighton and Worthing. Like lots of people came. So yeah, yes, like so a complete mixture. Like telescopes, lasers, like cameras. Along the south coast, and I've met lots of people, and now like they're sending me, like, what they see. So I'm now, turning their, what they see into like videos.
Yeah. And you've been looking into other stuff too, like I've seen you do some tests with vacuum chamber
Oh
to
yes,
show where
yes. I'm like
well,
gravity because like gravity's not true. Like that's complete fake.
and also you addressed the claims of Mick West, right? That he
Oh,
makes on his Metabunk site, which is
I did. Yes, yeah. His complete nonsense. Yes.
is yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
Mick West was good in a way because he like inspired me.
oh
If you
yeah,
see
yeah.
what I mean, like I had to
He
prove him.
challenged you.
Yeah, yeah. I had to prove him wrong. Yeah, if you see what I mean. So he
Exactly.
inspired me. To keep on doing these observations, and it got to a point where because he would always say, because you've got the like geometric curve and you've got the
Right,
like,
right.
refraction curve limit.
But it's based on Earth's
Yeah,
radius, right?
but but again,
Which is presupposed.
I was getting like observations that even were well below that,
Oh,
well
okay.
below that. Yeah, that can. Yeah, my observations, destroyed like both of those values. So it's like yes,
He
yes, it's like Mick, you can use that. You can use that like presupposed value, but the observations are still seeing like lower than that value. You're just wrong. No matter
exactly,
what
exactly.
value you use, we are seeing further.
But look, that's like an answer for everything. They tell you refraction, like
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like for example, in the case of the Chicago skyline, okay, that you can see. They say, okay, it's the light acting like that, right? It's looming, it's
yes,
refracting, it's miraging, it's
yeah,
whatever. They come up with an excuse, but geometrically, based on their formula, it shouldn't be visible, right?
no,
And then they say it's a mirage. But if you take a boat from one side, like Rob Skiba did, and drive all the way to the other side and keep the image in sight all the time, then it's not a mirage,
yes, yeah,
is it? No? So
Y-
that's easy to disprove
yes,
or to
yes,
dispel the
yes,
fact
yeah,
fact that it's a mirage. It's not.
yeah,
It's not a mirage. And then also with this refraction, it always bends down, right? Light, they tell us, but actually, wouldn't refraction go each way?
Well, I have only like ever experienced it. I'm like going, not down. I
Up.
All my observations, yeah, that I can show anybody, show it going, up every single time. It's either
So
clear. So it's either
every
like a clear.
measurement you make, like actual measurement, right, shows you the light refracting upwards.
Well, I can say because all my like, observations are using water. Okay,
Right.
like
Okay.
they're across water. So all I
So
can say is like
specifically over water.
water over water. It's always upwards. I've got all my like, observations show that all of them.
Yes, but
Like I've
then
never had a downward one.
you see what Mick West did. He added to his formula on Metabank that it's not accurate over water.
Let let me tell you something funny, right? I did like an observation,
Right.
um, and I did like an observation. I published it on one of my videos, and
Okay.
and like at the end of that video, like I put one photograph of like the next observation, okay,
Okay.
and I said at the end, said said something like, Mick, like wait until you see like this one, okay. And what happened, this is so funny, whilst I was doing like the video for that observation, I
Yeah.
was using Mix Calculator, and that sentence popped up. It actually popped up whilst I was you know putting in like the figures and like taking like the screenshot for my next like video. Because what happened, because I think what happened, the end of my last like video, I put
Yeah.
one like picture saying to me, and it said to Mick, wait until you see this one. He then
Right.
did his homework. He realized this one was going to destroy him, and the only way he could get around it was put that sentence in.
Put the
But
disclaimer to cover his back.
yeah,
Yeah, but
but he didn't realize that even when I do that observation, I can be 4 meters, you know, like higher than like tide level, and still it destroys his like calculator.
yeah.
So yeah, that's Mick West in full like desperation. Like I'm assuming, do you watch the Nathan Oakley show?
Well, I was kind of getting up there because, uh, look, do you agree that semantics is important? So the meaning of words is important. And when we have a discussion, especially if it's a debate, right?
Yeah.
In order for us to talk about the same thing, then we need to agree on the definitions and
Yes.
meanings of words, right?
Do you watch the Nathan Oakley show?
Yeah, yes, I watch it. It's
Have you have you watched it recently?
um
Have you seen like the have you seen the like new video like that's out that like just
no,
destroys the globe? Hold on, like let me get it for you. I'm
I'm
like
I'm
this.
around 1012, 13, 14, somewhere around there
Right,
because I
right. Hold on. Let me
I'm
share my
catching up.
screen because Nathan has now got a picture that destroys the globe.
Oh, really? Well, am I glad to hear that? And
There is there is no
let's show
comeback.
it from you in Premiere on my on
Hold
my
on.
Skype, like
No,
yeah.
no, it's not from me, but it's this.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm saying it's
yeah,
from
yes.
you.
This video that was actually taken 3 years ago, and people have only just sussed it out. Hold on, let me share the screen and show you the
Okay,
video.
let's see if you
Oh,
can do. Okay, I see
right.
my screen is
Okay, look.
small. Okay, now we see. Yeah.
Right now. Okay, there we go. Do you see
So
that?
yeah, we have two platforms,
Now,
one at 6.2, one at 9.4 miles away, and the horizon behind them both, right?
yeah, now, like the camera is 1 foot from tide level. That
One
means
foot.
1 foot. And that means using the geometric like calculator,
Exact.
the horizon should be 1.22 miles away.
1.22 miles. That's about less than 2 kilometers, right?
Yeah. And look how far away it is. It's behind the 9.41.
No,
Dead.
no.
Uh, like absolutely dead. Yeah, the globe's dead. Like this has been on like Nathan's show for about 1 week now. Like no glober can say a single
Exactly.
thing.
You
Dead.
see,
It's dead.
I, I I've seen a similar picture with boats, and the fact that the boat that was farther away was higher than the boat that was closer away. Right there should tell you that
Yeah.
it's not curving away from you,
Yeah.
it's not going down. And here you see the same thing. The second platform is actually high, looks higher,
Yeah.
and then the horizon behind them. And
Yeah.
if you, yeah,
Yeah.
what can you say?
Yeah.
So Come on, Mick West, explain the refraction here and stuff
Well,
like that.
well,
Huh?
you can't explain. You can't say that it's refraction because
Exactly.
the light goes like over the like, edge. Yeah, if you see what I mean, you can't refract the edge up higher because the light goes round. Yeah, the curve. You agreed?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the light goes round the curve, like I'm like the curve itself, like doesn't move, because that's because that's a physical like, entity. So you can't make the curve itself. You can't make like planet Earth bigger or smaller. So now
Okay.
we're seeing so it should be 1.22 miles away, but we can see it's actually behind that second platform. So it's
It's
about like
behind that second,
yeah,
and not well, it's behind the second platform, but it's probably further out because of atmospheric condition. And
yes,
I'm
agreed.
saying, although the horizon is just an apparent line where the sky meets the
Yes.
ground, right?
Yes. So
So even in the definition of the horizon, they discard that and give it an actual distance from the viewer's height,
yes,
calculable, right?
yes. And in this case, it would be 1.2 miles.
Exactly,
It's the
1.2.
hard, the edge of the sphere. It's the hard edge, and you can see it's it's way further
Yes,
than
yes.
1.22 miles.
For the
And
globe model, it has to be the hard edge because then objects start disappearing behind that edge,
yes, and
right?
unfortunately, those platforms don't look like they're disappearing behind the edge.
They're not.
And like the
They're
edge seems to
they're
be
edging behind the disappearance.
and like the edge seems to be more than 10 like, miles away, so it looks like planet Earth has got like 5 times larger like overnight.
No, well, Wide Awake has a lot of these kind of observations, and Taboo Conspiracy shows them too, from time to time. So the information's out there now. How look, you can lead a horse to the water, but you cannot make drink. So it's up to everybody to just look into the information and think a little bit and be a little bit open minded. Show a little bit of humility. Don't think you're being humiliated. You know, that's the
Yes.
thing. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, yeah,
That
yes, yeah. So this is the new thing that's being pushed now.
this is the new Chicago skyline.
Yeah, yeah. Like this is it, and it's really funny because Globers have got nothing. They can't say anything.
So they ignore it, right?
Yes, yes, because they can't say anything. It completely
Yes,
kills it. There's
exactly.
nothing. You can't say, like refraction, because refraction goes round the Earth, goes
Right,
round it.
right.
But we're saying, well, your Earth must be 5 times larger then, surely.
Exactly,
So, so,
exactly.
so they're completely stuck. It's really funny, like listening to them. So, yes. So yeah, so this picture is just a killer, an absolute killer.
Right.
So it's yeah, it's yes.
Hey, Dr. John, I see that Mihaela, the director of the, is probably busy or something. But what I think the questions that she wanted to ask you are is first of all would be that she was asking me how come there are no scientists, and then I told her, yeah, there are scientists, but they don't want to expose themselves, right? And I think that you are already doing a courageous thing, kind of you're not giving out your identity, but you still expose yourself. I mean, if somebody wants to really find out where and who you are, I don't think it would be that difficult.
No, no, it wouldn't.
Right.
Well, because one, I've given people, like the opportunity to contact me and
Exactly.
to come here and like do an observation with me. So,
Right.
and strangely enough, like no one's taken me up on that.
No, and yeah, because you told them come out
Yeah.
to the where to the 6 Mile channel over there that Row Bottom did.
Yes, and I've also put like an open invitation to
Oh,
to like all people come down and like just do an observation up with us. Bring your own cameras. You can use our lasers, etc., etc. Just come down like to the coast. We will meet you. We'll do an observation.
oh,
But
okay,
but like strangely enough, not a single baller has taken that chance.
right.
No one sent me an email to say, okay, you know, like, you know, I'm like, let's book a date and like, let's do an observation. Like, like not a single email.
Hey, let me tell you something funny, Dr. Jana. I was having an argument with Glober about gravity and stuff like that. And I told them, okay, why don't you give us the hypothesis in the Cavendish experiment, right?
Yes.
Can you do that? And the answer was, I can, but I don't want to.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
That's
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
typical.
I
Typical.
can't, but
Yes, I can, but I just don't want to. Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that.
it
And
is
the
very
other
funny,
thing
isn't
is, yeah, go ahead. So I'm glad you find it funny.
it? It is
But the
very
other thing
funny.
is, I don't know why they get angry. They- they get fuming, they get triggered. What does it affect you? If I'm stupid, why do you waste your time with me? Because they say you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. But they really get affected and angry.
Well, yes, yeah. In a way, you can't blame them. I mean, here's you or me, etc., or someone else. Here we do, we come along and we just destroy their whole, like belief system.
And it's well, that's where the cognitive dissonance steps in, right?
Yes,
Because they see the valid argument and they have another belief that they held up to then, which now they either have to discard or and replace with the new argument, right?
yes,
But
yes,
they don't want to, because then they have to change their whole
yes,
belief system, right?
yes, and like,
Yeah,
and that is very difficult for for a human to do. I mean,
exactly.
now. See what the strange thing is, like, we take it, like we take that for granted because we have been able to do that really easily, or
We
like,
did that step, maybe, and
yeah,
you know what? Somebody told me it might be that um, people who accept readily or more easily the flat earth and look into things are are a little bit wired differently, maybe, that they're more I don't know. I've seen a lot of uh, paratrooper, I mean, people who jump from planes and stuff like that are flat earthers,
right,
that,
okay, yeah.
so maybe thrill seekers or adrenaline junkies or stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, yes, but there's something like, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's something in the sense that some people have been able to apply that like logic and
yeah,
keep their emotions down and just use
exactly.
that logic. y- yeah, if you see what I mean, they've been able
Ex-
to keep their beliefs and like their emotions down and just work on that logic and go, yes, that's making sense. Oh, like I've had this belief for 40 years, but I understand like logically that's wrong. And it just
right.
seems like most people or a lot of people just can't do that.
And this, for me, it's fascinating to realize that we have been lied all this time. You know,
Oh, yes, yeah.
I find it fascinating, and it's comical, but other people cannot accept that. So
Yes.
some people, they cannot say, I'm too smart to be
Yes.
bamboozled.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's
Yes, yeah, yes. Like, I'm like, that's another thing as well. People have that thing that they don't want to believe that they've been tricked.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, yeah. Well, we can go, okay, fair enough. You tricked me, fair enough. I've seen through your
Yeah,
trick.
it's
Okay,
true. You have to admit it. You
yeah,
have to show
yeah.
humility.
But, but
But
you, when the thing is, it's not that someone tricked me. You know, we were young, we were told
No,
certain
you
things.
swallowed it
Yeah,
whole.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Not tricked. We weren't really tricked in a way. We just like swallowed it because we trusted people, didn't we?
Exactly,
And
exactly.
and of course the people that
And there's no reason not to trust,
no,
especially teachers and stuff.
yeah,
You have, especially as a child growing up, why would you not trust your teacher,
yes. And again, the teachers weren't lying.
Is they weren't lying, they were telling what they thought
But
was
that was
true,
true.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
But they were taught. Exactly.
what
But
a
yeah, I
situation.
don't blame them. I don't blame them, I'm not like, hey, you liars or what.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's quite a funny situation, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
but it but it happens in like all cultures, really, because all cultures have stories, like, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all cultures have stories that stories passed down through.
Here, what do you think about that? Since it's in your field, I believe, or is it? That guy that claims that since the sun is emitting a continuous spectrum, it's a characteristic only to condensed matter. Do you know about that?
No, but again,
So,
I
so
don't
there's
think
a guy that's saying that because the sun is emitting a continuum spectrum, I don't really understand what that means, but
yeah.
he says that happens only with condensed matter. So the sun cannot be gaseous. It has to be at least liquid.
Right. Well, one, I would say to you, we don't know what the sun's emitting
Exactly. Well,
because
I agree with that. I'm just I wanted to hear your opinion
yeah,
because he's bringing up spectroscopy or
yeah, because of course
spectroscopy.
between our like, instrument and the sun, you've got you've got
You don't know what you got.
yeah, you've got air,
Exactly.
you've got atmosphere.
Yes.
So and really, you we know the atmosphere low down. Do
Uh-huh.
we know what the atmosphere is like high up?
No, we don't know.
No, I mean we've been told by like NASA it's hydrogen and helium, but we have no idea, do we?
And we've been told that the gradient keeps going until it's nothing, right?
Yes. We've been
Yeah.
told.
So that's an extrapolation, right? Extrapolating
Yes,
from.
yes. Yeah.
Because,
So
okay, you can measure up to a certain height and you see the pressure goes down and down and down. Well, then you say, okay, so further up it should be even lower until it is no more and then it's vacuum, right?
yeah. So yeah, I mean we've heard that from like NASA,
Yes.
that no one, like independently has measured, like the atmosphere up there. We don't know what gases are up there.
Exactly.
We haven't got a clue. So and is this man saying like where's he saying
I'll send you a link. I think
yeah.
it's I'll send you a link with
Is he
this.
saying the sun is 93 million, like
He's
miles away?
he's probably, yeah, holding on to the rest of the model, just what the sun is made of,
Right.
you know.
Okay, so yeah, so if he's saying the sun is 93 million like miles away, then we've got a lot of stuff between
Right.
between Earth and Sun. So I wouldn't dare make a statement, yeah, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Because someone's just going to say, well, first, before you make your statement, you better prove what's between Earth and what's between, Sun.
Right.
And
Right.
and you can't prove that, so so it's best to keep quiet.
Yes. So, Dr. John, I won't hold you any
No,
longer. I
it's fine, it's fine.
appreciate it really. And let's do this sometimes again. I'll give you heads up,
Yeah.
maybe a few more days, not on such short notice.
Oh, it's fine. When's
And
best?
thanks again. And hopefully we can talk some more with some specific examples and discuss some arguments and so-called proofs
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. The thing is with like scientists, you know, people say scientists, but 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 it's that thing. You think the Earth is round unless somehow you stumble across something. Yeah, if you see what I mean. And like most people are so busy in their lives,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, why?
They
Like,
just
what?
take it for granted. They don't
Granted,
even think about
yes,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Like, why would you question it?
And look, it's a valid. Yeah, that's a valid argument. Why would you? There are
Question.
people who are smarter than I am, looking into this forever,
Yeah.
right?
y-
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but what? Yeah, but why would you question it? You know, like, everything you see on like TV is a globe.
exactly.
You were told it was a globe. Like you know it's a globe,
It
100%
works
sure.
out fine, right?
Like what on earth would get someone to stand there one day and go, like actually I think it might not be a globe. Like that doesn't happen, like does it?
Right.
Because
No, no, it doesn't. It
no,
doesn't.
no, because my journey was, I saw one or two like videos on like YouTube about flat Earth, and I
Yeah,
went out like to prove it wrong. I went
exactly.
out to
You
prove flat
wanted
Earth
to
wrong.
debunk it, actually.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So I was still 100%, you know, like we lived on a globe. But then
exactly.
all of the observations I started doing is like, hold on, something's a bit weird.
And they dragged you in,
Yeah,
didn't?
yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
So
that
yeah, that's what happened with me. I didn't want to debunk it. I just found it so ridiculous and
yes,
funny that I said, I gotta take a look at this, you know?
yeah, uh,
And
yeah.
then I started, yeah.
You know, because I stumbled upon like one video on like on on like YouTube, and then and then it was like, oh my god, there's hundreds of videos. Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Like these people are mad, absolutely mad. And of course these people were using like lasers and like that
Uh,
was my field, you know. So
right.
I was thinking, oh, okay, I have to prove these people wrong because they're really taking the mick. So
Uh,
and then you're like, oh my goodness, I can't prove them wrong. This is ridiculous. And but again, that worked well for me because
yes.
no one told me. Yeah, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no
yeah,
one told me. It's just, I was looking at, well, I was looking at conspiracies, but I was looking like at JFK, right? JFK assassination, and then something came up in the recommendation about the fake moon landing, and then flat Earth, boom, like that, And I was hooked. I mean, I laughed for about 5 minutes, then I took a look at the video, and then I was just hooked, man. I went to the first conference in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then I went to Romania and I said, hey, I gotta tell these people. And I wrote a book in Romanian about this,
Oh right.
about the flat Earth. And then I went trying to promote my book. I had a couple of interviews on TV in Romania, but just some small station, local stations, And what was the next logical step for me? I said, well, let's organize a conference now,
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So I did that too in October. It was okay. We had Taboo Conspiracy. We had Sasha, Orphan Red. We had Wide Awake.
Oh, wide
We
awake.
had a guy from Brazil that's connected with that Terra Convexa, that convex Earth
Oh right. Yes.
documentary that came out in 2017, I think. I'm not sure, or 18. Yeah, we had a guy from Spain, Oliver Ibanez, and that guy has over 400,000 subscribers, man, a big channel. So yeah, and then there was another guy from Bucharest, and and we had a girl from Mexico. She sent us a recording because she couldn't make it; she didn't come, and we had a recording from Antonio from England. You know Antonio Subirats, right?
Oh yes, yeah. Heard of him? Yeah.
Yeah. Iru Landucci was supposed to come too, but then we didn't find him a good connection with the airplanes, and he had to leave back to Argentina on Monday. So there was no way I could get him there in time to stay overnight, to
Right.
stay a day, at least
Yeah.
24 hours, and then get back on the plane. It was really difficult to get him there. And what do you think about all this? Look, I'm a really mellow guy, right? And I don't like arguing and drama and stuff like that. But there's a lot of drama going on in flat Earth now. A lot of people accusing each other. This guy's a shill. This guy's a shill. You know, you're laughing, but that's why I say, hey, wait a second. What I don't care what I only care about what he says about the flat Earth part.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
you say, there is a lot of drama. Yeah.
Yeah, and Oakley's show is a good example because it's very entertaining. I listen to him when I drive because it's a talk show mostly. You
Yeah.
don't have to watch, so you can listen
Yes.
while you drive.
Well,
So
unfortunately, it's one of those things. When you have humans, you will have drama, won't you?
exactly, exactly. That's what I said. You say I'm a guy interested in nature and in nature in general, but in human nature in particular. You know, so so I find it fascinating. And I smile when somebody gets mad and attacks me. I don't understand why they do that.
Yeah. Yes.
We can disagree and move on. Don't waste your time with me if I trigger you.
Yes.
You
Well,
understand?
and I was speaking to someone, and they said what is fascinating is the whole like psychology of flat
Exactly.
Earth. Flat
Right.
Earth is the only group where you can like just attack it.
Uh-huh.
So if you think about it these days, you can't say bad things about, like religion
Exactly.
or
Exactly. You
or
gotta be politically
yeah,
correct
yeah,
about
like
everything.
all like like all beliefs, you've got to be nice to, but the flat earth belief is
But
it's just
flat Earth gets
open.
attacked from
Yeah,
presidents down.
you can call what you
Yeah,
want,
yeah, yeah.
you can swear at them, you can almost hit them. Oh my word, it's like like what's happened? It's like
Right.
just hate flat earthers, and it's like,
Yes.
whoa, hold on, flat earthers are like telling you, lies. We're not telling you like you must like believe this. All we're saying is do your own research. Basically, that is what
Yeah.
we're saying. Do your own research. But no, yes, it's really weird. The whole,
It is. It is.
you, like reaction we get from people. It's whoa, yeah,
Okay. So, Dr. John, again, I appreciate it and thank you very much. And we'll do this hopefully again. And we'll see what we come up with next time.
for sure, for sure. Like, thanks a lot.
I appreciate it.
Thanks a
Talk to
lot.
you soon. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
my pleasure. Like, thanks a lot.
My
Bye.
pleasure. Bye.
Y- y-